Illyrian society was characterized by a complex social structure where roles were defined by both gender and class. The Illyrians, an ancient group that inhabited the Western Balkans, had a patriarchal system, yet the influence of women in their society cannot be overlooked. Women played vital roles in both the domestic and public spheres, often contributing significantly to the economy, culture, and even politics. Understanding their position requires an exploration of the cultural, economic, and social factors that shape the lives of Illyrian women throughout history. In many ancient cultures, women were primarily viewed through the lens of motherhood and domesticity, yet this perspective does not fully encapsulate the realities of Illyrian women. Historical evidence suggests that they had various responsibilities beyond child rearing and household management. Women were involved in agricultural work, crafts, and trade, and their labor was essential for the sustenance of their families and communities. Furthermore, women often inherited property and managed economic resources, which granted them a level of autonomy and influence. Moreover, archaeological findings indicate that Illyrian women were active participants in religious practices. They held important roles in rituals and ceremonies, serving as priestesses in some cases. Religious texts and inscriptions from the period highlight the significance of female deities, suggesting that women were integral to spiritual life in Illyrian society. The veneration of goddesses like Ardeo, associated with fertility and wildlife, reflects the reverence for women's contributions to both nature and community. Despite the overall patriarchal structure, Illyrian women's contributions to society were acknowledged and valued. They were often portrayed in art and inscriptions, indicating their presence in public life. Some sources even describe warrior women who fought alongside men in battles, challenging the notion that women's roles were confined to the domestic sphere. These accounts reveal a society in which women could rise to prominence and make significant contributions, especially during times of conflict and upheaval. The economic landscape of Illyria was diverse, with agriculture, trade, and crafts playing significant roles in sustaining communities. Women actively participated in these economic activities, thereby influencing both family income and the broader economy. The agrarian lifestyle of the Illyrians required women to engage in farming, animal husbandry, and the processing of agricultural products. They cultivated crops, tended to livestock, and participated in the preparation of food, ensuring that their families were fed and nourished. In addition to farming, women were skilled artisans who produced textiles, pottery, and metalwork. Their craftsmanship not only fulfilled local needs, but also contributed to trade networks that extended across the Adriatic Sea. Women often worked alongside men in workshops and during market activities, showcasing their economic independence. The production of textiles, in particular, was a crucial aspect of the economy, with women often spinning and weaving fabrics that were highly valued both locally and in trade. The role of women in trade was also significant. Evidence suggests that they participated in the exchange of goods, sometimes acting as traders or merchants in local markets. This involvement granted them a degree of financial autonomy, enabling them to manage their resources and engage with other communities. Some women may have even inherited businesses, allowing them to maintain economic power within their families and influence trade relations with neighboring tribes and cities. Furthermore, women's economic activities had implications beyond mere survival. They contributed to the cultural identity of the Illyrians. The exchange of goods and the production of high-quality crafts fostered a sense of community and established connections with other cultures. Women were not just passive participants in these activities, they were vital to the economic success of their societies, ensuring the continuity of traditions and the prosperity of their communities. While Illyrian society was predominantly patriarchal, women occasionally held positions of power and influence, especially during critical periods in their history. Some women were known to act as leaders or rulers in their own right, challenging gender norms. For instance, historical accounts mention women like Tuta, who became queen and led her people in war against Roman expansion. This illustrates that women could ascend to positions of authority and participate actively in political life. In times of crisis, women often took on leadership roles, managing communities and making crucial decisions in the absence of men who were away fighting. Their ability to wield power, even if sometimes temporary, highlights the dynamic nature of gender roles in Illyrian society. During Genghis's reign, it is plausible that women contributed to decision-making processes, especially in matters concerning trade and diplomacy, demonstrating their importance in both domestic and public affairs. Socially, women played pivotal roles in maintaining cultural traditions and family structures. They were responsible for educating children, passing down cultural knowledge, and instilling values within families. This role was essential for the continuity of Illyrian identity, as women shaped the next generation through storytelling, rituals, and cultural practices. Their influence extended beyond immediate family, as women often participated in communal events, reinforcing social ties and networks within their communities. Additionally, women were integral to religious practices, often serving as priestesses and caretakers of sacred spaces. Their involvement in rituals not only demonstrated their spiritual significance, but also their role in preserving cultural heritage. Through these various roles, Illyrian women contributed to the social cohesion of their communities, ensuring that traditions were upheld and that the social fabric remained intact. The intersection of gender, culture, and power in Illyrian society illustrates the complexities of women's roles during this period. One of the most fascinating aspects of Illyrian society is the archetype of the warrior woman. Accounts from ancient historians, such as Herodotus and Appian, describe women who fought alongside men, challenging the stereotype of women as solely passive participants in society. These warrior women were not mere exceptions, but rather reflected the reality of a society that valued strength and courage in both genders, particularly during times of conflict. The warrior woman archetype was significant in the context of Illyrian culture, as it symbolized empowerment and the breaking of traditional gender roles. These women were often depicted as fierce combatants, skilled in the arts of war, and capable of leading troops into battle. This representation served not only as a testament to the capabilities of Illyrian women, but also as a source of inspiration for future generations. The notion that women could wield swords and lead warriors contributed to a broader understanding of gender in ancient societies. Additionally, the phenomenon of warrior women in Illyria can be linked to the broader historical context of the region. During periods of upheaval and warfare, such as conflicts with Rome, women often stepped into roles traditionally held by men, ensuring the survival and defense of their communities. The resilience shown by these women under duress highlights their agency and adaptability, suggesting that their contributions were not limited to domestic spheres. The legacy of Illyrian warrior women continues to inspire contemporary discussions about gender roles and equality. Their stories serve as powerful reminders that women have historically played vital roles in shaping societies, often defying expectations and norms. By acknowledging the warrior woman archetype in Illyrian culture, we gain a deeper understanding of the complexities of gender dynamics in ancient societies and recognize the enduring impact of women throughout history. The portrayal of women in Illyrian mythology and legend further underscores their importance in ancient society. Women were often depicted as powerful figures, embodying traits such as wisdom, strength, and resilience. These mythological representations played a crucial role in shaping cultural narratives and values within Illyrian society, reflecting the reverence for women and their contributions. Mythological stories often included female deities who personified aspects of nature and life. For example, goddesses associated with fertility, war, and the earth held significant places in the pantheon of Illyrian beliefs. The veneration of these deities underscored the importance of women in both spiritual and communal life, illustrating their centrality in the cultural landscape. The worship of goddesses not only reinforced the societal value placed on women, but also reflected the interconnectedness between the divine and the earthly realms. In addition to goddesses, legends featuring heroic women also contributed to the cultural narrative. Tales of female warriors, wise rulers, and strong mothers were passed down through generations, reinforcing the idea that women could possess both strength and wisdom. These stories often served as moral lessons, teaching values such as courage, loyalty, and resilience. Through storytelling, Illyrian women became role models, inspiring future generations to challenge societal norms and embrace their strengths. Moreover, the importance of women in Illyrian myths and legends indicates that their roles were not limited to the domestic sphere. They were celebrated as integral members of society who contributed to the community's strength and identity. By exploring these narratives, we can gain insight into the values and beliefs that shaped Illyrian culture and recognize the enduring legacy of women in ancient societies. Despite the significant roles women played in Illyrian society, they were not without challenges and constraints. The patriarchal structure of their society often limited their rights and freedoms, particularly concerning marriage and property ownership. While some women could inherit property and manage resources, others faced restrictions that curtailed their autonomy. Marriages were often arranged, limiting women's choices and subjecting them to the will of their male guardians. Additionally, the prevailing cultural norms often relegated women to supportive roles within the family. Although they contributed economically and socially, their their primary identity was often tied to their relationships with men, fathers, husbands, and sons. This societal expectation placed a significant burden on women as they navigated the dual roles of caregivers and contributors while seeking to assert their individuality and agency. Furthermore, women in Illyrian society faced potential violence and oppression. Historical accounts suggest that domestic violence was a concern, with women often having limited recourse to address abuse. The absence of legal protections compounded their vulnerabilities, trapping many women in abusive situations. The lack of agency in these matters underscores the difficulties faced by women, even those who held positions of power or influence. Despite these challenges, Illyrian women demonstrated resilience and ingenuity. They found ways to assert their identities and navigate societal constraints, often forming strong support networks with other women. By collaborating with one another, they shared resources, knowledge, and experiences, enabling them to resist oppressive norms and forge their paths. The resilience of Illyrian women serves as a testament to their strength and ability to adapt to a changing world. In contemporary discussions of history and gender, the roles of Illyrian women are increasingly recognized and celebrated. Scholars are revisiting historical texts and archaeological findings to shed light on the contributions of women in ancient societies. This reevaluation is crucial for understanding the complexities of gender roles and the impact of women on the cultural and political landscapes of their time. Modern interpretations emphasize the need to challenge traditional narratives that often marginalize women's experiences. By highlighting the roles that Illyrian women played in various aspects of life, historians are reconstructing a more nuanced view of ancient societies. This approach not only acknowledges women as active participants, but also emphasizes their significance in shaping cultural identities and historical trajectories. Furthermore, the resurgence of interest in Illyrian history contributes to broader discussions about gender equality and representation. The stories of warrior women, skilled artisans, and influential leaders inspire contemporary movements advocating for women's rights and empowerment. By drawing parallels between the struggles faced by Illyrian women and modern challenges, advocates for gender equality can use history as a powerful tool for advocacy and change. As we explore the lives of Illyrian women, we recognize their contributions as integral to the tapestry of history. The legacy of these women challenges us to reconsider our understanding of the past and highlights the importance of inclusive narratives that reflect diverse experiences. By acknowledging the achievements and challenges of Illyrian women, we honor their resilience and ensure that their stories are preserved for future generations. The legacy of Illyrian women is a testament to their strength, resilience, and contributions to their society. From their economic roles to their participation in warfare and their influence in cultural practices, women were essential to the functioning of Illyrian life. Their stories, though often overlooked, reflect the complexities of gender dynamics and the vital roles women played throughout history. As we reflect on the lives of Illyrian women, it becomes evident that their contributions have enduring implications for contemporary discussions about gender equality and empowerment. By acknowledging the agency and influence of women in ancient societies, we not only honor their legacy but also encourage a deeper understanding of gender roles in history. The stories of Illyrian women serve as reminders that women have always been active participants in shaping their destinies, challenging societal norms, and influencing their communities. Moreover, the resilience exhibited by these women in the face of adversity provides valuable lessons for future generations. Their ability to navigate challenges, assert their identities, and forge meaningful contributions highlights the strength of women in the face of obstacles. This legacy serves as an inspiration for those who continue to fight for equality and justice today. Ultimately, the stories of Illyrian women are integral to the broader narrative of human history. By recognizing their contributions and acknowledging the challenges they faced, we enrich our understanding of the past and empower future discussions about gender and society. The legacy of Illyrian women lives on, reminding us of the enduring impact of women in shaping cultures, communities, and histories.